Hey, this is Al Williamson with leadinglandlord.com. I want to talk to you about a classic book called Who Moved My Cheese because I'm constantly asked about this slowdown that's happening with Airbnb. People are noticing that they're not getting booked as fast as they used to be, and they're getting really upset because they're losing money and they're having to work harder. So I wanted to go back and talk about this classic book that reminds us about change and that change happens and that we need some change skills. It's called Who Moved My Cheese. It's by Spencer Johnson and it's all about change happens. And you got to deal with it. Change is always going to happen, especially in a new industry such as short-term rentals. Now, one of the principles in this book is noticing small changes early is going to help you adapt and to bigger changes that are to come. So you're always looking for those smaller changes. And when it comes to midterm rentals and short-term rentals, you're going to find that there's more competition out there. There's more people getting on board as this whole industry starts to mature. And less people are traveling right now in the bottom of 2022 because that whole revenge travel that happened in 2021 just immediately post-pandemic was a rush and that was abnormal. So we're getting back to the normal stages. There's still a lot of people traveling, and also they're getting smarter and more savvy about how to book directly and how to use Airbnb. Also, at the bottom of 2022, we're in a seasonal dip. Things slow down often in December. So all those things are happening, and people are finding themselves racking up the vacancies, and they don't know what to do. There's a number of things that you can do. We'll talk about that. Also, the algorithm has changed for Airbnb. There's more categories. I want you to get more specific about your amenities. So you definitely want to go take a fresh look at your Airbnb listing. You want to take a look at all the amenities, see if you can add the details. Sometimes they want to know, do you have an oven? Yes. Is it electric or is it gas? Yes. And then what brand is it? So you got to get specific. All those things will help you become more findable, because if someone now has an opportunity to click on a gas stove, and if they do, then your listing is not shown. And if you have a gas stove and your listing is not shown, then that's an unforced error. So you don't want to make those. So go back through your listing, take a fresh look at it, go through every little amenity detail, and do your best you can to fill that all out. And you'll be rewarded for that in the rankings. Okay, so you become more findable. Another principle from Who Moved My Cheese is that movement in a new direction helps you find new cheese. And again, by cheese, they're talking about the things that you want. In our case, we want more bookings and full price bookings. So what does it mean to have a new direction? That means that after you've done your best you can with your Airbnb listing, your great photos, great headlines, and you change that up, then you want to look in a new direction, try to find some other way to keep your places filled. And that means the whole world of direct bookings. Now, this whole thing of Airbnb has been around since 2007, 2008, really picked up in 2011. It's been around for a while. People know it. They know that they can book directly and avoid all those fees that keep going up. So you'll see more people trying to find places to stay with direct booking. So you've got to have a strategy for that. You need to be able to be found on Google. So you need a strategy for that. And you also need to reach out to local businesses, especially if you're doing midterm rentals, extended stays, and service their needs. And I have a lot of detail, a lot of tips and strategies for you as in marketing school for extended stays. And I'll leave a link to that in the description. That's my online course, and I can also coach you and help you with that point. Another principle from Who Moved My Cheese is that it's safer to search in the maze than to remain in a cheeseless situation. So that means by the maze, they're talking about out there exploring and looking for what you want. And there's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of trial and error, but they feel it's safer to do that than to be in a situation where you don't have any bookings. And if you don't have any bookings and you're mad at Airbnb and you want to sue them because they're not giving you bookings, that's a very dangerous spot to be in because you're not taking control of your business. Your job is to do marketing for your short-term rental, for your midterm rental business as a business owner. If you're so attached to your Airbnb superhostness and that you're an Airbnb provider, you're going to find it more difficult to leave that identity, but you got to leave it. You are a furnished rental provider. So you want to look for opportunities to find a specialty, such as maybe offering your place with a home office and appeal to a different crowd, and talk to local business about if there's any training programs, any apprenticeship programs that they bring people to town, maybe housing those folks in a unique way. Also, you can differentiate yourself by just adding video games to your place, and classic video games or new video games, and appeal to that type of audience who really values that, with your high download speed. And so you're looking for ways to differentiate yourself. You're searching for a way to make yourself special and to get your own bookings. You're trying to do something different, and that's how you're going to get a quantitative jump in improvement, by trying different things. So I want to remind you to take a look at this book. It reminds you that things get better when you change. There's change happening in the marketplace. Providers have to work harder to get bookings these days, and that may continue into 2023, and it may not, but this is going to happen again. And there's going to be a slowdown again, and you need to have more marketing skills and more change skills, and so you know what to do so that you can keep your units filled and keep your business going. That is your responsibility, not Airbnb's. All right. So if you're looking for more ways to increase your income or reduce your expenses, you know what to do. Just subscribe.